Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you're here. Before we get started, I wanted to ask you all, if you haven't already, please sign up for my weekly newsletter. It is sent every Saturday at 8 a.m. and it has a lot of great information for people who are looking to buy or manage a property in Jamaica. So some of the things you'll find every week are different financial and market updates for Jamaica. I also give helpful expert insight every week. So each week I'm going to have a little different subject and give expert insight. And if you are struggling with that, I can help you with that. And those details will be in the email, as well as a YouTube video that goes along with that subject that you can watch to get a little more advice and insight on. Another fun thing that's in the weekly newsletters is a one question poll. And it's just a fun way to engage with you guys and see kind of where you're at in your journey and what you may need help with. And then also a featured development or property of the week. So each week I'll feature one development or one resale home for you guys to take a look at. So like I said, if you haven't already, check description. There's a link there to sign up for my free weekly newsletter. So this video is going to be about long-term property management. And I know what some of you guys are thinking, like, why do I need help if I have a long-term renter in my house? So I'm going to go through some of the information and some of the needs that I've seen from people in the last few months that have signed up for this service. So this is something we offer if you have a long-term renter, which is typically 12-month lease, but it can be anything from 6 months or more. Basically, not short term. You're not renting your house out on a weekly basis or something like that. So this is a service we offer for more long-term tenants, but also individuals who have their homes sitting empty. So if you have a home in Jamaica that you're not renting out at all and no one is living there, this service could be a good fit for you also. So I'm going to get into what we offer and why it might be helpful to you guys. So some of the things we do for our long-term property management service is yard maintenance. So this is very important if you have a detached home or even a townhouse. Some of them have small yards in the back, and you might have some landscaping that might need to be done up front depending on the setup of the home. So that's something we manage, making sure that it's neat, clean, that it looks nice. This is a big deal for the gated communities, because if you are in these communities and your yard starts to look a little crazy, you'll probably get a letter. And you don't want to be that person in the neighborhood that has like the overgrown, crazy, jungle yard. So that's very important, especially if you have a tenant there. You want to keep it nice. And then also another thing we do is repairs. So incidental repairs that come up, say the tenant has an issue with plumbing or electric, or something breaks, an AC goes out, any of these types of things we can help you manage. Also just handyman type things. It doesn't have to be anything too technical, but if the client calls you, or not the client, but the tenant calls you and has an issue that just requires a simple handyman, we can take care of that also. And then routine maintenance, like plumbing, just checking for leaks. Something we always do when we go to our personal properties in Jamaica that are on long-term is we'll go through the interior, check under the sinks, check the toilets, the faucets, anything where water is, the tubs, just to make sure everything is good, there's no leaks, because over time, if you let a leak go, it can definitely cause more problems. I actually had an incident like this with one of my properties here in the States. And just a little side note, there was a leak, and it was in a condo, and we were on the bottom floor, and the tenant said, "There's a leak." We tried for a long time to find the cause of the leak. We had them check upstairs, the unit above, all kinds of different things. After a while, it got so bad and we couldn't find the source of the leak that the whole kitchen basically had to be ripped out. And it ended up costing a lot of money because unfortunately the insurance didn't cover everything. It covered part of the cost, but not everything. And it was a headache. So you do not want leaks to go unresolved. If your tenant is telling you they have a leak, please, try to do everything you can to find the source of the leak and get it fixed. So that's something we could check to make sure there's no leaks. And then routine AC maintenance. So these mini splits that you have in the homes in Jamaica, it's really good to have them maintained on a biannual or annual basis, depending on how much they're used. So you want to make sure that they're serviced, that they're cleaned out, the filters are cleaned, they check to make sure everything's running properly. So that's something we can schedule and coordinate with the tenant to make sure that the technician comes by at a good time for the tenant. So those are some of the services we offer. Obviously, we tailor it to your needs. If there's something else that you need that isn't included in that, we can definitely help you out with that as well. And then for those of you who have an empty house in Jamaica, it's very important to have someone go in and check the house. I can tell you one of our houses we had locked up for a little bit and we had just weird stuff happening, like the electrical almost, we had a big problem with electrical in one of our houses. We'll just leave it at that. It wasn't being used. We weren't aware of the issue until we went back, and at the time we took a baby with us. He was 9 months old and we were out of power for like over a day, and it was really hot down there, and I remember it was just really uncomfortable going back down there. So if you don't have someone in your house checking these things, it can really cause problems for electrical and then also the plumbing, because here's the thing with plumbing. It needs to be used on a regular basis. If your toilets are not being flushed, if your showers are not turning on, if your faucets are not being used, it's like lack of use makes them just rot out, and it's no good. You can get a lot of leaks and things like that. Another thing that we've noticed, and we noticed this specifically with the house in Camelot, but it stands for any house that has a water tank. If your water pump that is in the water tank is not used on a regular basis, it will actually seize up, and then you either have to have it repaired or replaced. So especially with plumbing, this stuff really needs to be used on a continuous basis to stay in good health. So we could have somebody go by, run the showers, run the faucets for a little while. If you have a water tank, we could turn it on, make sure that everything is functioning properly with that. Turn on all the lights, make sure that's all good, that no breakers, have gone out or anything like that. Another reason it's good to have people open up the house and air it out a bit is because some of the walls, if they do not have fresh air, if they have stagnant air, the walls can actually crack. And we've seen that in houses as well, where you'll have it's not huge cracks, it's like the stress cracks that you just see in the wall. And then you have to have somebody come in and repair that, just kind of go over it, sand it down, repaint, all that. So it really helps to have someone in the house. If you're not renting it out, it does help to have somebody go by to check these things so that the next time you go back to your house to enjoy a vacation, everything's operable, everything is good, you don't have leaks or things like that. So like I said, these are the kind of general services that we offer, and there is flexibility in this because every house is different, every owner has different needs. Depending on the development you're in, you might need one thing but not another, like yard maintenance. If you're in a condo, obviously you wouldn't be dealing with that. but you may need help in other areas. So if you guys have a home that's on long-term rental, or you have a home that is sitting empty and you feel like you really need some assistance with just making sure that it's upkept and in good condition and everything is working properly, I'm going to put a link in the description to our long-term property management is what we call it. And you can click that link, get more information, and it's a monthly flat fee. We typically charge around $150 US for that, and that is a flat fee. And what that covers is helping people with these things, coordinating repairs, coordinating the maintenance, the yard work, anything like that. So obviously if you need more things, we might adjust the price. If you need less, we would adjust the price down as well. But that's kind of the starting point for this, and it is a flat fee. It's not a percentage of whatever rent you're charging or anything like that. So if you guys are interested, check the link in description. As always, if you have any questions, please leave me a comment, or the best way to reach me is on WhatsApp or email, which is also in the description. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions on the service, or if you need help in some other way in Jamaica. I'd be glad to help you guys out. So thanks for watching. If you made it this far, if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please do that. And if you don't mind, share it with a friend or family member that might be looking for real estate in Jamaica also. All right, thanks guys. See you next time.